Hello, ladies and jelly spoons. Welcome to 24K movies, TV shows, and video game reviews. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm here to talk to you about Ready or Not 2. Here I come. Now, I had never seen Ready or Not, so when it was announced that Ready or Not 2 Here I Come came out, I went back in and I watched Ready or Not Part 1. Now, I did like Ready or Not Part 1. I found it inventive, I found it crazy, I found it insane. I found it great. We'll just leave it at that. I found it great. Now, when it came to part 2, I watched 2, and the bar was set really high, and I was just like, oh, it's got Sarah Michelle Gellar in it, so this should be good. And I started watching it. I will say, the thing that let me down about it is that it felt like a rehashed version of part 1 all over again, just with more people and different people in a different location. And that it kind of felt like Sequelitis. And that's one thing I don't like, is when a movie franchise just has Sequelitis. They make a sequel for the sake of being a sequel. And my problem with it, like I said, the kills felt generic, and the main character, you've been through this before once, and I understand, you know, you're done. You've been through this once. You've been through this entire cat and mouse game of fighting for your life all night until the sunrise, until dawn. But now that you're going through it again, and you were pretty rock hard by the end of part 1, but now you're this little girl who needs help again in this one, and then you wait for her to grow balls again, and then towards the end she does with her sister, and then you're like, okay, now you guys are badass. But you were badass after surviving that first encounter, and I do understand you have trauma and you've been traumatized and everything else like that, but they came to the hospital to take you out. You already put these people down. And first of all, can we not circumvent the rules, ladies and jelly spoons? Can we not circumvent the rules? She survived until sunrise. That was the deal. That was the rule. It's done with. Now you're going to have the loophole and the clause in there and be like, oh, well, there's another clause on the top of the clause because we needed to make another movie. No. You could have done another movie with another woman and have her come back and help the girl because she realizes that it's still going on with this family. Y'all could have done that. Y'all really could have done that. Not to mention, you could have dipped into the why people was exploding. We know why they were exploding, but get into the actual lore of what it is. I mean, they're Satan worshipers. So we know what's going on, but you didn't lean into that. You just, again, left it in the background and nothing. And I know you probably want to make a part 3, because there will always be a part 3, because there's probably more family members and this entire family controls the world, whatever. The kills is great. I don't want to say I didn't like it because of that. It just felt pushed. It felt rushed to me. It didn't feel like they could have put more seasoning on it and let it bake just a little bit longer, and it felt like it would have been a better movie than what it was. It felt forced. It felt rushed. That's the good word. It felt rushed. And even though it had an entire huge cast of characters in it, it felt more of the same from the first movie. And I know that's not a bad thing, but it kind of is, because I was expecting more from her character in this movie to be flushed out, but yet and still it wasn't. Like, there was more badass moments of her sister. I mean, and can we just stop? When you have somebody down, you don't drop the weapon and walk away. You keep going. These people are trying to kill you. What is this trope about when you get the killer who's trying to kill you down? You're like, oh, well, that's good enough. I'm going to walk away. No, they just tried to kill you. No. What is going on? You finishing it. You sweep for the brain. You make sure the threat is down permanently. But of course, movie got a movie, yo, right? So let's, Ready or Not, Here I Come. You can't hide. I'm gonna find you and sequel slowly. You can't run away. Look, it's a movie. It's something to watch. It's better than a lot of the movies that I've seen come out recently. I will give them that. It's entertaining, but to me, I think they could have done so much more. I think it was a missed opportunity. So I'm gonna give it, out of 5 ninja stars, I'm gonna give it 3. The first one was definitely 4.5 ninja stars out of 5, but this is definitely 3 ninja stars. Though it had bigger people, bigger set pieces and changes, it was just the same thing rehashed in another box, and that to me felt cheap. You cheapened yourselves you cheapened your audience. Like, you really should have done more. You had more of a budget. You had more people just wondering where this story goes, and you let them down. You let them down. You could have picked a moment and went to the whole cult lore thing and the Satanism thing. You spent 3 seconds on that. 3 seconds on that, and people literally dive down a hole at the end for the ring in order to be the one. In the end, there can only be one. Sorry, guys. Anyways, 3 out of 5. There are bigger, there are better, but in my opinion, the original, Ready or Not, still stands tall.